You think it's a wishing cloud?
Yeah. It's a wishing cloud to wish for your star to give you a wish. Wow.
It's so pretty.
You have to wish for something. Okay, I will tell it my secret.
No, don't tell your secret. You have to think about your wish.
Okay.
That is your wishing cloud.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. So the footage that you just saw comes from the Philippines, where locals have once again spotted a mystery purple light emanating from the clouds. And so this occurred in Manila in the Philippines on April 6th at around 9:14 p.m. Now, the viewer says that they didn't know what it could be. And this is someone who lives there. They said in their video description, could it be a portal, a scientific experiment? She said it didn't look like it was coming from the ground, although it was the third sighting that we're aware of, since there were two people we knew that had seen something similar in different areas. And as it just so happens, I posted a video back in February of this year showing something very similar, although it was much more eerie. And that is the footage that you're seeing here, once again taken in the Philippines.
Hindi, paano siya manggagaling sa baba? Eh, dapat may ilaw siya ron. Sige. Di ba dapat pa ganon? Sige, shipin mo. Dapat yung ibang sides nun, meron na siya.
So yeah, I don't know if this is the same light. I don't know if it's the same object that's emanating the light. We don't know yet. So I'm asking any of you guys out in the Philippines, have you seen this? Do you know what it could be from? It is really eerie. And again, a lot of the emails about this I'm getting are from locals who have said that every time they see something like this, it almost looks like the light is coming from above as opposed to something just shining a light on the clouds from the ground. So that definitely makes it more interesting. So tell me what you think down below, and we'll see if we can figure out what this is. Now, in other news, speaking of anomalous lights or pulses of energy or just anomalies happening in our skies, well, and in this case above our Earth, we have a new piece of footage, this time from something called the GEO-16 satellite. And if you don't know what that is, basically, it stands for the Geostationary Operational Environmental Satellite. It's operated by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which boiled down basically just means it's an atmospheric weather satellite, and it provides this atmospheric and surface measurements of the Earth's western hemisphere for weather forecasting, severe storm tracking, space weather, and things of that nature. And so a user here on YouTube who goes by the name of DigiDoIt posted a video back on the 6th titled Rare Geos Footage. And in that footage that was taken by this satellite, there is a certain point, and apparently this happened over days, where a very strange and at this point unknown anomaly or phenomenon, whatever you want to call it, was spotted making itself known, albeit very quickly, in Earth's atmosphere. And so you'll see these much smaller flashes of purple light flashing around the Earth, which are the lightning storms and the lights from which are being picked up on the instrument. And you can notice how small they are, but in the Western Hemisphere, right over California, we see this just massive flash of light, or energy, whatever you want to call it, that completely covers California, Nevada, New Mexico, all the way to the Texas Panhandle. And so that is the question, what is this massive anomaly that appeared on this satellite instrument? And just as this massive thing was appearing, on the other side of the Earth, we see another one, albeit not as big as this, but almost right after this giant one appears, we see this much smaller one appear over here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's much too massive to be coming from a thunderstorm, a lightning storm, whatever you want to call it. Is this something higher up above the Earth in the atmosphere or in space? And it's interesting because if you guys remember back in October of 2017, I posted a video called Mystery UFO Speeds by Weather Satellite, and it happened to be coming from this exact same satellite that we're talking about right now. And once again, in this exact same area, right near California, was caught what still remains to be an unidentified object speeding, blasting up through the atmosphere, leaving a trail behind it, with the object appearing to be coming from the ocean, or at least the California area, growing in size, almost as if it was blasting upwards towards space. Now, at the time of that video, there weren't any satellite launches or anything like that, not to mention this object was moving much faster than any rocket we have. And what you're seeing behind it, basically the imagery that you're seeing from the satellite is the atmosphere of Earth, or in other words, the water vapor. And that's the instrument that we're looking at. So this wave being left behind the object is almost kind of what you would think of a bow shock as it blasts its way through the atmosphere, displacing all of this atmospheric water vapor. So a lot of interesting and anomalous things can be seen from these weather satellites. And so the big question is, what is this massive, gigantic anomaly that appeared over California, which, might I add, is the exact same area where a 5.3 earthquake had just occurred at the same time that this was seen. So, is there a correlation? Could this massive light been responsible for said earthquake? Well, I'll leave that to you guys down below, so tell me what you think, and big thanks to Did You Do It for catching this and posting it online. So now, lastly today, we have new reports coming out basically stating that Buzz Aldrin, the famous moonwalker, as well as 3 other astronauts, have passed a lie detector test that proves they were telling the truth when they admitted to their respective strange UFO encounters when they were in space or when they were on their way to the moon. And so according to the article here, Buzz Aldrin, we'll start out with him, who was the second man to walk on the moon, as well as 3 other astronauts, have passed lie detector tests over claims they experienced alien encounters while in orbit. It said that the astronauts' accounts of alien sightings were examined under laboratory conditions, and all 4 astronauts passed the test, which was carried out using a brand new and at this moment sort of secretive technology that was being tested out by the Institute of Bioacoustic Biology in Albany, Ohio, using complex computer analysis of the spacewalkers' voice patterns as they told of their extraterrestrial encounters. So basically what we have here is a computer system that has taken the audio from the various interviews where these 4 astronauts, one of which was Buzz Aldrin, another was Apollo 15 pilot Al Worden, Edgar Mitchell, and Gordon Cooper. So while they were doing these different interviews talking about strange things they had seen, this new technology, which from what I've read is said to be many, many times more accurate than your standard lie detector tests out there, which aren't even admissible in court. But apparently, this technology is able to take your voice, along with a bunch of other visual and audio cues, and calculate whether you are telling the truth or not. So for instance, Buzz Aldrin once spoke about how he saw a UFO while he was on the way to the moon, describing that, quote, there was something out there that was close enough to be observed and that was sort of L-shaped.
Slowly like this, and we can look out these windows and see the Earth drift by and see the moon drift by.
What did you see?
And I saw a light out there, okay? This is after we had witnessed the upper stage rocket next to us make an evasive maneuver to miss the moon. Later missions, it crashed into the moon so that we could determine the seismic effect of crashing
So
into
you
the moon.
saw a light?
So we saw a light, and we thought, wonder what that is. You know, there are a lot of lights out there when you're not looking in the direction of the sun. There are a lot of stars, and they're all fixed relative to each other. Now,
What was
one of them
unusual?
starts moving, or it's moving, and we know that that's another object. It's not a star.
Stars don't move.
How long did
Well, they move, but they're so damn far away that we're not going to
Hold
see
on.
it.
How long did it hold?
And so with this technology, having analyzed the claims by these astronauts, Edgar Mitchell, who was a pilot, he claimed to have seen numerous UFOs, while Gordon Cooper described chasing a cluster of objects at one point. And that basically this technology proves, at the very least, the astronauts believe that they are telling the truth. And it does not necessarily prove what they saw, obviously, but having studied this phenomenon for years now, I can tell you, if you watch any of the interviews where astronauts have spoken about the strange things they've seen over the years, you can obviously detect that they're telling the truth. And the thousands of hours of NASA footage showing this anomalous activity proves it. So it's very, very interesting. I'd like to hear more about this technology, and hopefully they will release more info about it. And who knows, maybe it'll become the standard in lie detection technology. So I have no doubt the astronauts witnessed strange things, especially when they were flying to the moon and flying around it, where there were numerous instances of mysterious objects flying overhead, tagging along with their capsules, strange lights being seen down on the moon's surface, and we've covered a lot of that here on the channel. So if you haven't seen that stuff, head back and check it out, especially if you're new. That is all I have for you guys today. I want to thank you for stopping by, and just real quick before I go, I want to let you guys know that I have recently uploaded a new video to my Patreon page, which, if you don't know, is a platform that allows you, the viewers, to donate monthly, whether it be $10, $5, or even just $1, and in return for supporting the channel, you can get rewards and perks or whatever the creator wishes to do. And so last night, I uploaded my very first behind-the-scenes video, which can be accessed by any of my Patreons. Now, if you guys aren't supporters, that's totally fine, but just $1 single, you can get access to the page and view all of the behind-the-scenes videos that I'm posting, like the one I just did last night where I show you what it's like in a single day working and running the channel, and how I post a video, what type of equipment I use. And I'm going to be posting more videos to Patreon in the future where I go into more detail regarding the operation of the channel, as well as my personal opinions on a lot of things, which, a lot of the time I don't feel comfortable doing that here on the main channel. And so Patreon has been an awesome platform that would allow me, to post stuff where I talk about different things, whether it be theories about this phenomenon, dealing with trolls or haters here on the channel, and, well, like I said, just things that I couldn't really post on the channel and wouldn't want to. So if any of you guys want to support me, like I said, head over to my Patreon link. It's down in the video description. Check out the new behind-the-scenes video I posted. And in the meantime, stay tuned. I've got much more coming, and I will see you all back in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.